Stadium relatively packed tonight, and most of it is in orange. The colours of the local team, the Cheetahs, and you'll see sprinklings of blue and white as well, which will be the new colours of the Stormers, who played in black last season, and this season it'll be in blue. Pre-match entertainment as the teams are just about ready to come out for this big encounter. Beautiful conditions. And our match angle today, the Cheetahs, well, they'll keep the ball in hand, will they? We'll wait and see, and control first phase. That probably gives them the best options, although the Stormers perhaps want to play the ball as wide as possible and use the strength of their loose forwards that they've got. Vodacom Stormers, they've got Theo Upline at number 15, just 70 kilograms, but very explosive. And Jean de Villiers will spearhead that back line, but they have a formidable pack. And Selborne Boom will bring lots of experience and organisation to it. On the Cheetahs side, Tiger Mangweni coming in for Bevan Fortuin, the Springbok fullback. And Marius Joubert will play against his former teammates tonight, but Harky Creer's choice at number 10 is an interesting one. Amongst the forwards, Ollie Leroux plays his 100th super match tonight. Five Springboks on those replacement bench, so there's a lot of quality there, and expect to see CJ van der Linde and Fionn de Preer, the two big men for the Cheetahs, coming on at some stage of the match. There's a lot of young people that come and watch rugby here in Bloemfontein, and that's always a good sign. Just waiting for the teams to come out now. Bloemfontein, the judicial capital of South Africa, but that's pretty boring. It's also the capital in terms of beautiful girls, they say. So there's a couple of mixes there. You see a few Cheetah supporters alongside some Stormers supporters, the two Vodacom teams. There certainly won't be any love lost on the field tonight. Perfect weather conditions, of course, the 3rd of February, it's very warm in South Africa. But it's a windless evening, and that certainly will suit the goal kickers, Harky Creer and Noas Olivier. And those people are wearing Western Province rugby jerseys, which is, of course, the same area where the Stormers come from. Some of the replacements, and the Stormers doctor. You see Brent Russell there, the blonde-headed, and followed by Robbie Dyack. Robbie Dyack was one of the stars of the team last year, the Western Province team, I should say. So, of course, tonight it's a debut in Super Rugby for a fair number of players, and there'll obviously be a lot of nerves, but the two captains will look to try and stem that. Luke Watson for the Stormers, who's done a very good job for them, and Joan Smith for the Cheetahs. Tallest man on the field comes out there. That's Andries Becker, 2.08 meters. But they won't have the heaviest man on the field. That belongs to Ollie Leroux from the Cheetahs. And traditionally, things haven't always gone their way when this team, the Stormers and Western Province, have come down here. But Luke Watson, there's Skalkberger, back in action after his neck injury. And of course, everyone's looking forward to some great performances from this super athlete. Big night for these Stormers men. Eddie Andrews at tight head, Springbok with 21 tests to his belt. And you can already hear the people shouting, Cheetahs, Cheetahs. They were doing it a couple of months ago as well in the Currie Cup final that was played here. And out comes Ollie Leroux then to celebrate the first South African ever to play 100 super matches, and it fully deserved for the 33-year-old. Joan Smith is next up, and there's fireworks in the stadium here at Vodacom Park. Special occasion here, and it's perhaps an appropriate time as well for me to welcome my co-commentator tonight, former Springbok scrum half Garth Wright, Garth, your view of this match?
Oh, Gavin, excellent. As you can see, the sparks are flying already. I think it is going to be a game just like that. As you see John Smith there in your picture right now, the captain for the Vodacom Cheetahs, the host side here this evening. Both backlines have got blistering pace. There's no love lost between the pack of forwards. You can expect some heated exchanges here tonight. I think it's going to be a cracker of a game. I can't wait.
Well, that's Harky Creer, who's back in rugby again after being banned for a couple of seasons, being chosen instead of Willem de Waal tonight, which for all of us was a very interesting choice by Rassie Erasmus. Well, everyone's talking as well about the two loose trios, but for me, a big tussle tonight is going to be between the hookers. Schalk Brits on the one side, Adrian Strauss on the other, both of them talented footballers. Adrian Strauss had an outstanding season last year. Craig Jabber is our man with a whistle tonight. Stadium relatively smoke-filled as Harky Creer gets the kick-off to Schalk Burger. Settling nerves in these first 10-15 minutes is crucial for both teams. Over the top there from Bollock and Radi, and a good first catch there for Tiger Mangweni. He was part of the Stormers squad last season. Olshek, Creer. Big Meyer Bosman is in the midfield as well for the Cheetahs. In fact, all four centre three-quarters tonight are big fellows. Creer, nice little pick-up, finding a bit of space, but he's hoofed it straight into touch, unfortunately. But a good start, this. So first throw in then for Schalk Brits. Suffered with injuries last year. So many line-out options tonight for the Stormers. And they've got them on the bench as well. Probably see a lot of this Schalk Burger trying to drive the ball upfield, but the Cheetahs were waiting for him. Nice Olafir. He'll enjoy the rarefied atmosphere up here.
Other way, just quicker.
Well, that penalty went against René van der Merwe, not rolling away when he tackled one of the Stormers players. I think it's Schalk Burger when he took him back. Just watch Schalk Burger going back. There's René van der Merwe on him. He's got to release him, allow him to place the ball. He doesn't. Penalty goes the Stormers' way.
So I don't think that Stormers fans will be too worried about balls being kicked out. As you can see the bench of the Cheetahs, there's CJ van der Linde along with the team manager, Narka Drotsky, because the Stormers know their strength in the lineouts and the options that they've got. You can see Schalk Burger in the front, he's also a lineout option. Becker, Boom at the back, but it's well taken away by the Cheetahs. Ollie LaRue going down. He won't play the whole match. That we're pretty certain of. For the time he's on the field, he'll be giving it a full tilt. Conrad Junches down from the Lions, playing down for the Stormers. It's a super kick.
Back off white. Rectan blue.
Lots of pressure there on Eddie Fredericks. Rather Philip Burger.
Rectan blue.
Well, Cheetahs opening it up, I must say. We fully expected them to keep it tight to start with. He has a bit of trouble.
So that's unacceptable. He's made a pass. He's in a vulnerable position with his hands up. He's been taken out late. That's card.
Well, that's extremely rough to start with for the Stormers. And that's 10 minutes then in the bin for Schalk Burger, one of the key players in the Stormers side. We spoke about cards before this match.
Well, a little bit late, a little bit high. Pick either one you want. Tough call on a yellow card, maybe a little bit of a warning possibly, but gives Schalk Burger 10 minutes on the bench.
You know, one wonders sometimes about this as well in terms of making sure that your authority is stamped on a match. A referee maybe sends out a message by his actions. And in that case, maybe that's what he was doing. I tend to agree with you. I think it's a bit rough. But the Stormers are down to 14. There's Willem de Waal, the man who's not playing fly-half tonight. The man who is that man in picture. And he's kicking from just inside his own half. Oh, absolutely no problem with the distance. That's a monster, but it's just gone to the right. Well, that's not the way that Skalkberger wanted to come back into Super Rugby. Hugh Aplon with the dot down. Well, the Stormers will try and eat up some minutes while they're about things. And of course, the Cheetahs know this is the best time when a team's most vulnerable to add on the extra point.
Keep the heads.
Tight against the touchline, onto Ronnie Cook. Ulshich, always good, useful in the midfield. Strong tackle that from Noah Sulafir, but again the Cheetahs find some men. Lovely running off the ball, but the pass is forward. That man there in picture, Ronnie Cook, is very, very talented. Normally plays in the centre position, but on the left wing tonight.
Lovely show with the ball by Hukikria. Sees the gap. That's a forward for sure. Nothing wrong with that. The Boo Boys can boo as much as they want. That's forward.
Okay, concentration, first scrum. Concentration, first scrum. Crouch.
So the Cheetahs then
Touch.
have got
Pause.
a very powerful
Engage.
front row, 354 kilograms. Those,
Steady now.
Those front three.
Okay, too much movement, thank you. White, I don't want you crabbing post-engagement. No crabbing post-engagement. Crouch. Touch.
There you can see
Pause.
the front row difference.
Engage.
With the Cheetahs, there's some big fellows there.
Okay, 3, you need to work on that bind. 3, you need to work on the bind.
And they used that to good effect last season, did the Cheetahs. The power of their front row.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Well, I can see you shaking your head,
All out.
Martin. We'll talk about that just now. Conradi, tight against the touchline. That's a good kick from the scrum half. And I think that's what the Stormers are trying to do, is make sure they get some territorial advantage while they've got 14 men, so that their line is not in too much trouble.
There's that touch approach, the pause, and then the engage. I just think there's just so much going on up front there. So difficult for the front rows to get that balance
Who's the
right.
halfback?
Well, time's going to tell, Garth, but really, I mean, I don't see any differences as of yet.
Thank you.
It's not really not making a difference, but maybe it will. Let's wait and see.
Receiver in, there's receivers not. Receiver in. Yeah.
Well, is it Joe Vernicker that's been penalised? He might have had a problem with numbers.
Difficult to call. Back of the lineup.
So Big Joe Vernicker is absolutely thrilled to be back in action
He
again.
was clear and obvious.
A man who's had so many injuries. It's hard to believe he's played 46 tests for his country. Missed out on so many. Can you imagine how many he would have played if he'd played all of them? Still young, 26 years of age.
Waiting. Over.
A little change of tactics there
Right
by
on,
the
far,
Cheetahs in the line out. Going the safer option in the front. Ulshich onto Brayton Paulser. This will be his first touch.
It's fine, it's backwards of what?
Play on, says the
Yes,
referee.
up.
Out to Joan Smith. Tackled by Luke Watson. Still the Cheetahs have it. A lot of pressure coming from the men in white. Here they come again. Inside she goes. Ronnie Cook can't get the pass away. And the next pass as well. Cheetahs held up. The Stormers desperate in defence. Cleared. Now what a hold on to it, and they've got it. They've got runners off the ball too. Joan Smith is the man in possession. Quick take by Ulshich. They want to try against 14 men.
Not 1, not 10 metres. No. Not 10.
Yeah, sometimes you've got to count, I can't say count to 10 because it's maybe a bit long, before you quickly take the tap and rather take the points on offer. Ulshik with the quick tap. The Stormers managed to counter that.
The guys lost the opportunity for advantage with the guy that came in off his feet. Okay.
They're going to go for the corner kick and drive over. There's one player short, of course, in the Stormers, courtesy of Berger, who's still got 4 minutes to go, as you can see on the yellow card. Joe Fanica goes to ground. He's on the ground with his knees. He can't play that ball. He's trying to play it and pull it back. That's the penalty.
Well, line-out is crucial. Now, can the Cheetahs take it forward? Right up for them over at the back of that rolling wall. It's crabbing somewhat. They'll have to change direction. They've done that. But it's been taken away by the Stormers. Olafir. Desperate kick downfield. Chased by Philip Berger. Probably the fastest man on the field. It's a solid kick. Back for it is Watson. Beautifully taken by the captain. And cleaned up as well. This is Hugh Upland. This is where the Stormers can be dangerous. Oh, it's a stunning kick. But give credit there to Luke Watson. Cool as a cucumber under his uprights.
Pulsating play from both sides. Real challenging stuff there for Luke Watson underneath his poles as well. Took it cool as a cucumber, as you said, Gavin. But I must say, Theo Appelin, he can really kick a ball.
He can do a lot more as well, Garth. I tell you what, he has got supreme talent.
Who's the receiver, Blue?
But he also needs the options. Adrian Strauss just trying to get the right line-out call, yeah. So far, so good for the Cheetahs in the line-out. But of course, the Stormers still at one man short. It's just a couple of minutes. And the Cheetahs have not got any points as a result of that. Downfield from Bosman. Did that go straight down? I think it did. Conway Judges running into a bit of trouble. Thought about kicking initially. Has he held on to the ball? That's the crucial factor.
White 8 to ground. White 8. On your feet, please. You've got your body resting on players on the ground.
Bullock and Riley put his hand up straight away and said, guys, hang on. And I'm pretty sure he said, let's use the time. Let's kick it out. Use up those extra couple of seconds that Berger's still off the field.
Well, Conrad Jantjies found himself in a lot of trouble here. Just a bit of discipline from Werner van der Merwe. You can see his arms going over, protecting the ball, trying to get his hand on it.
White, thank you.
Well, the form guide will show that the Cheetahs had an awful first half of our 2006 and finished it off with a flourish.
Who's the receiver? Play on.
Ball taken away. That's good work by Yanni du Plessis. Ulshik. He's been preferred to Michael Claessens tonight, and that's one of the reasons why he's a good tactical kicker.
Inside.
Brayton Paulser has chased them back to just inside their own half. He's also welcome back in Cape Town, having spent some time in France. Ulshik, a little bit of blood on his face. If the referee picks that up, he's going to chase him off. So, less than a minute then. Skalk Berger will be back on the park. Skalk Brits. Paulser. Chip and chase. We've seen this so often from the Springbok. Another one. This time he's down.
Yes, there. Give him 10.
The call for the mark was made by Philip Berger. You can see the dangers of the Stormers from broken play, Garth.
I can hear you.
Just lovely skills there. I thought he might have held on to that and looked for the off-play to Joe Fanica, who was in support. Lovely play from Philip Berger. He read the kick very well, took his time, made the mark.
And he's got the pace to get back as well.
Gone out over.
To the front then.
Right forward, got a ball down for that. Move away, full.
The Stormers haven't found the lineouts that great for them thus far in the match. Kenradi. Olafir. The bomb onto Tiger Mangweni. Up they go. Ball still in place, says the referee. The Cheetahs really have held on well, yeah. If they can get it, but they can't get away with it. So they're going to come back, says the referee. He was playing advantage. And John de Villiers has denied what would have been probably the simplest try he's ever scored.
What a gift that would have been. Farley also excited it fell out of his head. Big Scott Berger making his way back at his dues. One of the gentlemen of the game of rugby. Just have a look at this. Certainly picked up a little bit of dew right up there in the clouds. Not one you'd want. Ball goes loose. Not fought there by the Stormers, therefore scrum down Cheetahs ball.
Yeah, it's a wonderful kick that from Lars Ulifi. He's often criticised as well as being a one-dimensional player. I think he showed last season that he's not. He's got a lot of good all-round qualities.
Wait, 9.
The pressure on the scrum, but the Cheetahs get the penalty.
I won't have you pushing the opposition when he hasn't got the ball.
Oh dear. Just a little bit of discipline there. Should I say ill-discipline from young Bola Conradi.
Well, Garth's right. You played in exactly that position with a number 9 in your back. Perhaps something you guys used to do.
There you see, he just gives Farley also the big old heave-ho off the ball, and then he complains to the referee, which is my best. That's classic scrum-off play.
That's good ownership. Nelly Smith, former Springbok coach, sitting in the stand there. John Smith. Tower of strength in the line out. It's good to see him coming back into form. Another man who's suffered with injuries.
Number 2 on the side. Number 2. Excuse me. I expect a lot more accuracy than that. From the side, 2.
Straight in from the side, right into the ribs of Reiner van der Merwe, straight in front of the referee. Had a lot of brains there.
Well, the Stormers, their record not as great, certainly throughout the year. Wasn't a great Super 14 for them. And, well, the Currie Cup as well. But they've got a new team this year, they say. It's the birth of a new team in a new coloured jersey. Can they live up to the expectations of the many people down in the Western Cape?
Second fine.
Ball taken away. Now this is Schalk Brits. Kept the ball in field. Very tigerish hooker is Schalk Brits.
Waiting.
Conradi. Ulifi, another kick from him. This time on to Ronnie Cook. Back to Tiger Mangweni. So a bit of cat and mouse with the kicking. This is Conrad Janches. Ulifi has another chance. And just probing away for territory. Well, if there's one thing the Stormers have done well this evening is they've kept the ball into the Cheetahs' territory and done rather well with it.
Nice take there. You can see that J.D. Muller, a little bit of play there, swings the play over his legs. That's young Brits in your picture. That's why he's so highly rated in South African rugby. So aggressive on his feet. This is Ertie Kress. In play, he should have just left that ball. He tries to keep it in play. Turnover ball, Stormers pudding.
Nice fluency in the back line from the Stormers. De Villiers is dumped. I think you'll see some big tackles in the midfield tonight. There's another one. Schalk Burger. Taken by Joe van Niekerk. Thumping tackle that from the Cheetahs. Have they won the possession?
Counter-ruck's good. Now it's a ruck time, blue.
The Stormers somehow have held on to it.
Far side, wait. And
so it's the Cheetahs this time under pressure. Can they use the width of the field this time? Do they want to? It's Burger that takes it forward. Support coming from Kone Ace.
Go 13, blue.
Looks like it's been turned over. by the Cheetahs. So we've seen a couple of turnovers. Now here's the speedster, Philip Burger. Well, it ended up being a poor pass that from Burger. Could have spelled danger for the Stormers.
Last man's feet at Ruxton Moors.
He looks like he's got a new lease of life in many ways as well, Garth Bullock and Radi. It's Philip Burger. He's not laying an egg either.
I tell you, there's some big monstrous hits out there. You can just see the physicalness of the tackles.
Scrum half joining, the scrum half's not. They determine when the scrum half's coming.
Yeah, there's a movement inside that protected territory, protected by the law. That's on the line now, it's over. Now Herkie Creer, I reckon, could have a kick at goal from here.
I understand the penalty is they determine when they throw the ball and they determine when the halfback comes in. Your guy can only follow them. No. On the 15.
I'm a little surprised that the Cheetahs haven't kicked at goal. The previous attempt of his comfortably made the distance.
That was an absolute bomb from Herkie Creer.
Well, Conrad Janches, I'm just looking a bit bemused. Might be a bit annoyed with himself. Trying to keep that ball in field, but here's a chance now for the Cheetahs. If they can get their line out and their drive right, they could just open the account. 20 minutes and no score here at Vodacom Park. Van der Merwe. The width of the field is what they're using now. They've got open space. Back in field. Just letting themselves down with those few final passes. This is Mangweni. Bueno Van der Merwe. Offload to Hendro Scholz, but it's been taken away again. Conradi. Now this is where the Stormers can be dangerous. There's no Philip Burger chasing. It's only a couple of the big guys. The big chase coming. The Cheetahs desperately looking to hold on to the ball. They've done that.
Far side 5 weight and 9 weight.
Well, that's a bit of relief for Ulshek. Now a bit of space for Creer. Decides to hoof it downfield. It's a pretty good kick from him. Continuity. The Stormers want to try and keep that continuity going. They want to use the width of the field because they've got pace with men like this. Here up one. Beautiful swing and then a huge hit on him.
Okay, thank you. 2 get out.
Well, this time the pressure's on the Cheetahs, and courtesy of a very slight fullback who's got wonderful feet. Hendro Scholz, the man penalised.
Oh, Gio Aplan, just look at these feet. Magical stuff. Twinkle toes, inside, outside. And Maurice Hebert, he's seen that before down at the Stormers' way, having played from there last year, read it well. And then the silly penalty from the Cheetahs. Maybe probably could open up the score because this is well within Narswell if his range. But that Gio Aplan has got feet and pace to burn.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see young players like that around. I see they just, I reckon they bring so many extra people onto the seats of the stadium. JP Peterson's another one down in Durban. Also, beautiful runner. So now Sulafir will certainly have no problem with the distance. Familiar routine. Looked pretty successful before the match. But in the match situation, you've got to hold your nerve. Well, he's done that with the first up, has he? Nope. So each team having a chance to open their account.
Stand accused of the commentator's curse, Gavin, on you poor young Marcel Olivier.
Well, such is the tightness of this tussle. Two teams playing often two different brands of rugby. Well, that's beautifully taken.
Advantage White, lost forward.
Good play initially by the Stormers. This is Hendel Scholz. One of the powerhouse loose forwards in South African rugby. Burton Paulser, I think he knocked it down. I must say, the Cheetahs have become a little bit predictable in their back line. They're moving it in the same direction. And intercept tries, as we know, quite often happen on South African fields, firm fields.
Position, please.
Certainly against a guy like Brayton Paulser, you can just see him hovering around the edges there. He had 2-1 situation. He decided to go on the inside. A little bit of risk involved there. But hey, 6 of this, half a dozen of the other.
I guess one of the questions as well, Garth, at the moment, as we look at the injuries there to both sides. 20 minutes gone, so or 24 now, we're into the second quarter of the match. Do you feel that either team are achieving their objectives in terms of what they set out to do in this game?
I've got to say it's a little bit loose. I expected it to be loose. I knew both backlines are going to run the ball. Looking at Herky Krier, he wants to run the ball a lot more actually than Naso Olivier. Naso Olivier is looking to dictate with the boot. Herky Krier wants to keep the ball flowing. Honest truth, a little bit loose for what I would have expected. Obviously, early season, one of those 1 or 2 passes just not going to hand. 1 or 2 players just going a step too far forward rather than securing it. Other than that, it's been an exciting game. There's been some monstrous tackles out there, and I think that's been the highlight.
Just wait for him to get you.
Well, good to see the big man, Ollie Leroux, back in tow. I guess he might have another 16 minutes or so to play. And the Cheetahs dominating the possession.
Touch. Pause.
Of course, Vion Dupré and CJ van der Linde on the bench for the Cheetahs, for the front row. They'll play some part in this match.
He's onside, knock forward.
Ronnie Cook. Marius Joubert took a little bit long about it, and they're going to come back.
Is coming, lost forward off 6.
That's one of the things I like about Craig Joubert as well, is that his application of the advantage law just keeps it going, keeps the game flowing.
Knock on by Luke Watson, of course, that was clear to see. Nice little hands from Herky Krier though, but not a right shoulder. They need the right shoulder there so the scrum can get the pass away.
Pause.
He's passing against the middle of the scrum, difficult.
Bind up.
Well, it's a little better that from the Cheetahs. Krier searching for and finding a little bit of space behind Brayton Paulser. This is Aplon.
Fall out, Blue.
It's not a great kick from him. Down the middle of the field, gets a favourable bounce though. Now Olschik. And for once I don't think Noel Olschik has kicked it out. Here comes Brayton Paulser. He hasn't got close in support, so decides to hope to get the good bounce, which he doesn't get, so they're going to come all the way back for the scrummage, which will be in the Stormers' half of the field.
You want the scrum, huh?
Concerned bench there. You can see Michael Claessen's second from right. Might also get a run tonight at some stage.
Right, Crutch.
Well, Olschik just looking, you saw him looking up to the top of the roof there to try and find a message that might come from his coach. Clear. Oh, it's not a good kick from him. It hasn't gone far enough. Burger will go in to try and grab it, and has done so. That's great play that by Skull Burger.
12 White, roll away, quicker.
Quick take by the Stormers. Joe Fanica, the change to Becker. See, they're just trying to keep the ball flowing, are the Stormers. They know they've got good skills, and they've also got an extra man here. Can they use it? Janchis and corner ace in tow. Olivier. Flip inside, so Cheetahs certainly competing well. You can see they're standing very flat on defence.
Roll away 9.
And they know how formidable this group of Stormers players can be with ball in hand.
Roll out, White tackler. Wait your one.
Watson into the sandwich. Now, this is Eddie Andrews.
Roll away 7 White.
Only man with the ball, so he's taken it back to the safety and security of his pack of forwards. Janchis trying to find space, but you can see there's a lot of lateral movement, and as you said, got some thumping tackles from the Cheetahs. Who's going to get the first points? Marius Hubert trying to recover.
No.
Creer wasn't the best of passes to him, so he hasn't got the greatest of kicks away. Uplon will probably hoist it. No, it's a chip and chase. Leroux.
12 blue offside in front of a kick.
Well, you can see that the Stormers must be quite frustrated with a number of penalties that they've given away as well. Here you can see 7 of them. Some of them seemingly unnecessary.
Certainly, but John de Villiers wants to catch it for some unknown reason, and he's certainly miles off sides. He tackles Oli Leroux, and who's sadly down with an injury. But just to go back to it, talking to Dick Muir last year, he says one of the best defensive sides in the Vodacom is the actual fact the Vodacom Cheetahs. He said they've got an incredible first line of defence. He said it's so difficult to break it, and you've really got to wear them down. And what you see tonight is the Stormers, I think, just taking it a little bit too wide at first. You've got to create those phases. You've got to work the phases to suck the players in and then take it wide. So great respect to, of course, the Vodacom Cheetahs for a very good first line of defence.
Also the deep kicks downfield, I guess, if you know that you can dominate lineouts, but it's not happening for the Stormers as of yet. So just have a look at the territory situation then. Cat and mouse, no all, probably to be expected to a certain extent.
Receiver stay, receiver waits. Yes, now you're fine.
Johan Smith, again a tower in the line-out. Meyer Bosman brings another dimension to the midfield as well with his power. Again we see the Cheetahs letting themselves down with that ball not going to hand. Marky Creer says, let's get some points on the board. Well, just past 22. The right hand upright. I don't want to say that we've had an all draw in the Super 12 or Super 14.
I must say these two sides have drawn so many times, I can hardly remember. It was 35 or 36 all a couple of years ago.
That's also true, quite right.
So they're always drawing these two sides, no matter what the situation is. But there's so much at stake here, specifically for Rassie Erasmus at home. This is a home win for him. He needs it so badly. A lot of pressure on the Cheetahs.
So Oli Leroux might well have to leave the park.
Fine.
Charge down. It's clean up time. Watson. Such a good athlete is Luke Watson. Balakamradi, bit of space for Joe van Niekerk.
Run out too wide.
There's no Christmas cards with those tackles, I can tell you. 3 of them on him. Olafir might have touched the hand of one of the Cheetahs players. Ronnie Cook. Tiger Mangweni, real name Siabonga. And his surname, Mangweni, means place of the incline, I think, in Nguni. And they've still got a hill to climb, have the Cheetahs. So there's the coach, Johan Erasmus, barking out the messages.
Play on, play on. Okay.
Didn't see any lights or table tennis bats there, did we? So CJ van der Linde then onto the park. And what a replacement to have. Come in Springbok. Yanni du Plessis going off. Oli Leroux still on. So interesting decision, but I think Bjorn de Preer will come on for Oli Leroux probably in the second half.
Let it go, 2 blue. Wait here, don't play 2.
Bullshit. It's a little bit stuttered there by the Cheetahs. They're just not showing a lot of incisiveness and a lot of predictability. Garth, I mean, I mentioned it a bit earlier. Again, it's a forward pass, eh?
Yeah, they're really trying to get to that tackle line. They're taking the ball right up there. They want to ride the tackle, get the tackle behind the tackling player, play behind his back. in order to do that, Meyer Bosman has to attack that line. He can't stand on that line. He's got to go through that tackle. He's got to get momentum going forward. Then he'll get in front of the player, pass the ball. It won't be a forward pass. He's just hesitating slightly.
So the Stormers bench then. Couple of changes possible here as well. Brock Harris in tow.
Crouch. Touch. Pause.
Tell you what, with all the tackles we've seen in this first half,
Wait nine, push
one
back,
could expect
nine
a number of replacements to come on. Of course, the heat is the other factor, regardless of your fitness levels.
Wrap time here, White. Stay here, nine.
All for you. That's well read by Mangweni. He's got Cook on the inside. Oh, that's good play by the fullback. Found a bit of space. That's good go forward ball, that is, especially for the forwards that were in tow. Creer over the top. Now, here's Philip Burger. Watch this. This man is quick. Inside he goes. Can he make it? Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it forward.
Well.
Okay, all right.
Out of almost nothing.
Push back, thanks. Time out, Felsie, you're in the frame. Have a look, confirm. Try, no try, please.
Thanks.
Sean Feltzman is our television match official.
Felsie, you got that? Can you hear Sean? Sorry, was that Sean? Say it again, please.
1 second, Craig, 1 second.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Sean. Okay, everyone else keep quiet. I have to listen to Sean now. Please,
It's quite
thanks.
interesting why Sean Feltzman is deliberating here, because I suppose in many ways it looks like it's clearly been lost forward. The question is, was it taken away from him by one of the Stormers players, ripped out and then lost forward, but then the next man actually puts his hand on it and grounds it? Aplon.
Way before Meyer Bosman, yes. Certainly no try.
I'm not too sure what the delay is about here, really. It's clearly not a try.
Well, Philip Burger got very close.
Well, he's either lost it forward or it's been ripped away by the Stormers player who's dotted it down. So
Craig, Sean, can you hear me?
Yeah, Sean, standing by.
The blue player took the ball from the white player's arm.
Okay.
Okay, it was then carried into the in-goal area where it was grounded by the blue player.
By the blue player.
My
See?
advice to you is that you award a 5-meter scrum, white ball.
yeah, it's got to be a
Okay, cheers,
5-meter
thanks a lot.
scrum white ball.
Carried over blue, 5-meter scrum white. Yes,
I just don't really understand why it needs to take so long to make that decision.
Number off, please.
One of the things you want to do in rugby is keep the continuity going, but I suppose that officials need to be 100% sure. And I really think that was a little uncalled for.
Pause.
Eddie Andrews is off the field. Brock Harris is on in his place. And the Cheetahs have found a very good scrum.
Scrum down. Scrum down.
And the scrum collapsed.
Yes.
Another point is that
Sorry, I
as soon
can't
as
carry on from a collapsed scrum.
somebody pops out of the scrum, the referee is obliged to blow his whistle.
Yes. Binding, please, binding. Crouch.
This is remarkable. 34 minutes and 13 seconds and no score.
Pause. Go.
Now, what do the Cheetahs do here? They've got the possession. Van der Merwe at the back. Ulshik, not the greatest of ball for him, or angle. Now the chase from Creer. think he's lost it forward. Oh, how close can we get? Another one for the television match official. But this time it almost
sorry,
looked
you're
like...
back in here.
There's the message. Lost forward.
Right, so we got the same thing. We've got give me try, no try, and reasons. Thanks.
Okay.
Thumping tackle that from Joe Fanikak. Absolute try saver. Ball tackle as well.
I've got to listen quite carefully, okay? No, it's not, still a scrum.
Craig, Sean, can you hear me?
You're standing by, Sean.
The ball was lost forward by the white player.
Okay, cheers. Thanks.
Lost forward. So that'll be a scrum to blue team this time. Two very close encounters there for the visitors.
I'm happy with that. Crouch, touch, pause, engage.
Will this be a possible last chance before half-time?
Stay bound six, stay bound six.
Stormers need a solid scrum.
Rack time, what?
Conradi, what does he do with it? The left foot of Keo Aplon is called into action.
Yes, yes.
And he hasn't really got it as deep as what he would have wanted. So the pressure's still on the visitors.
Juan. More accuracy required.
This wasn't a good scrum from the Stormers. It completely disintegrated. There's no way Conradi could have served that ball from there. Picked up by Luke Watson. Created a little bit of space for Joe Aplon. The pressure was on him from Maurice Joubert. Really good pressure, actually.
So is Juan Smith going to be the target again in the line-out? No, not this time. Target is Cornel Fonsale. Great balling this by the Cheetahs.
Can touch and go round.
Now this is a true test, this for the Stormers. But now hold on, right up for them over, finding a bit of space. Burgers in the middle of it. They're at the line. They're over the line. Oh dear. This is going to be another one.
Will confirm.
For the third time, Sean Feltzman will be called into play. They carried it over the goal line. Did right up for him over, dotted down. He's not in his head.
I suggest it's held up. Just have a look whether you can't see a grounding before that. Otherwise, I'm happy that's held up.
Okay, just be patient, eh?
Thank you.
That's interesting, Garth. Already Craig Joubert saying that what he saw was it held up. Did something happen before that which showed the grounding of the ball?
Well, it's a stock brain from the Cheetahs. The big drive from the line out.
Andries Becker could be the saving grace, because you can't see if he's actually dotted it down from the angle we saw. Definitely goes down towards the deck. Has it hit the ground there? Is it held up? Did that ball touch the ground? I tell you, if nothing else, our TMO is going to earn his salt tonight, isn't he?
Couldn't get a better picture than that, I don't believe. And the problem with this, the call here for the TMO is quite clear. You cannot see it grounded, you can't give us a try. As difficult as that is. And I think Craig Joubert got right the first time.
Just be patient, eh?
Okay, cheers.
Well, the TMO has asked the referee just to be patient so he can have another look. I'll tell you what, just about exhausting the patience of all of us. This is a tough call, of course. This is the toughest of the lot. But I think Garth Wright has got it spot on. Unless the TMO is 100% sure that ball has been grounded, he cannot award the
Correct, Sean,
try.
yeah.
Yes, Don, standing by, yeah.
It's inconclusive whether the ball was grounded.
Inconclusive, thanks. I'm going to go with what I saw.
Yeah.
Thank you. Held up, scrum.
So for the third time. And the crowd are not happy at all.
Sorry, attacking ball. Yeah, sorry, attacking ball. Held up, white scrum.
Forget about
It's a white scrum, of course, it's a white scrum. So that gives them an option here as well. Some fresh legs with CJ van der Linde, a powerhouse pack. Can the Stormers hold on for the third time?
Pause. Engage. Scrum down. Binding.
Well, there's lots of messages from the coach.
Full on and keep it. Full on and keep it.
One of them is try and control that ball. Let's try and push them back.
Crouch.
Let's get a pushover try if we can.
Pause. Engage.
The Stormers will be
Long bind.
hopefully up to it from their point of view. Brock Harris has collapsed, but yeah, they come again. The Cheetahs for the third time. Marius Yajeb,
Roll away, 7.
Yubert holding on for all that he's worth. Johan Smith found a bit of space. Still going. There's a vital yards that were made. Now the big man.
Roll out blue.
Well, how many tackles can the Stormers make? Which way do they go this time? Blind side is the call. And again it's the call with Johan Smith.
14.
Trying to find some sort of leg drive to take him over. Another go.
Roll away, 7.
Darren Nell this time. And now Tiger Mangweni.
Rocktown blue.
Well, I tell you what, there's been some stunning tackles here by the Stormers, but can they hold on? Here's another chance. The width of the field being used.
Advantage over. Still a rock, ball in.
Held at the back. Olszek trying to find the quick and big man. He finds his captain. They must score here, surely. It's going to belong to Adrian Strauss. What a session of play.
fantastic effort from the Cheetahs. You can just see the nails being smashed into the coffin of the Stormers for the last 5 minutes, and they've just held out with some heroic tackling. But it really was the smarts here of the Cheetahs that worked every single phase that they've could. They've driven from the lineouts, they've worked the blind side. Just watch this great move, how they get the ball out wide. It's that long pass, the run, a little bit of a slip tackle, but smartly the ball comes back. Just look how quickly that ball is recycled. There's just nobody at home for the Stormers on this side. It's going to be a cakewalk. And just take a look at this. John Smith comes on the inside, pops it to Adrian Strauss. Well, let me tell you what, you won't get one easier than that. But it's quality play from the Cheetahs. And this is the stuff that those people in orange behind them, they want to see.
So Herky Kriya now with the conversion. He's pulled it. So it's just the 5 pointers, but believe me, those 5 points are extremely valuable. They really are. And there was some great quality play here from this come-off. Look at that pinpoint pass, and then the support on the outside. It all started when Skalk Brits maybe lost his lines, and the Cheetahs got those vital extra yards on the drive on the far side of the field. Still a somewhat gloomy look there on the bench. I reckon there's a lot of relief as well. There certainly are amongst the spectators, and there will be now after that poor kick-in.
Pass forward.
So we've heard the half-time hooter, and then on the brink of half-time then, it was that try scored by that man in picture, Adrian Strauss. What an incredible tussle in that first half. It really was. It was back and forth. They go into half-time. It's really a very, very tired group of players. I can well believe that. But we look forward to a stunning second half here from Vodacom Park in Bloemfontein.
To complement your weekend Super 14 feast, turn to Fox Sports Monday nights for a comprehensive roundup of all the action.
Anything could happen. What a try for the Brumbies. Danger!
Oh, goodness. Greg Clark presents highlights of every match, plus keeps you up to date with all the injury and judiciary news.
So there he goes.
Monday night, 6:30 and 9:30, turn to Fox Sports 1 for Super 14 Extra Time.
So we're back in Bloemfontein then with that halftime scoreline for those of you that have joined us, and we know people throughout the world are watching this broadcast. It's got an SMS message from Nico du Plessis, former Bloemfontein man, who says there are 10 Grey boys playing in this Cheetahs team, and Grey is the local school, Grey College, and the producer of many great rugby players over the years. Certainly it's the Cheetahs that have, and that's the school there, that's the Blazer. Well, Garth, at half-time, and we're just waiting for the teams to come out. I guess as well, you and I have had a little bit of a chat at the break, and the Cheetahs probably full value for that lead. Perhaps they would have hoped for a little bit more than that. But what are the Stormers going to be? What do they need to do in the second half? You spoke about personnel changes, maybe?
Yeah, I'm certainly looking at personnel changes from Cobus van der Merwe right now. I think Nas Olivier is sitting far back into the pocket. He's kicking a lot of the possession away. I think maybe bring Brent Russell on, let him run at the Cheetahs a little bit. Maybe bring Robbie Dyke on, some fresh legs there at number 8. He had a very good season in the Currie Cup last year for the Western Province side, so maybe bring some young blood in. But certainly one or two personal changes. Personally, I think they should hold the ball a little bit more and run with it a bit more. I think they've been disappointing in that sense, but full value to the Cheetahs. They've used the ball more wisely, therefore they've got much more possession in hand if you look at the stats, and they've put the Stormers under a lot of pressure. So I think if you, maybe 10 minutes, Cobus van der Merwe is going to make some moves, and if he doesn't, I think as you see it, it's going to get a little uglier for the Stormers later on.
Well, the pack of forwards of the Cheetahs certainly did sterling work in that first half. I see Ollie LaRue's come back onto the park, so he's still on as well. Probably not for that much longer. There's the big man. And it's been a good day for him so far in his 100th Super Rugby match. One of the one of the real gentlemen of South African rugby in many ways, and one of the real characters as well. He's been a great advert for rugby in this country. So what does the second half bring for the Stormers? As Nas Olivier it is who kicks off into the safe hands of Noel Olshek. I guess the next 10-15 minutes are absolutely crucial for both teams. Try and get the ascendancy. The Cheetahs, look at that. They've won 9 lineouts. The Stormers, it's been a bit more disappointing tonight. They've got all the guns in the lineout armory. And the big tackles of the Cheetahs have really rocked them back at times. De Villiers, he needs to get into the game as well. Jean de Villiers hasn't really had the opportunities.
Advantage over.
Now with the ball in hand, this is Schalk Brits. Taken off his headgear, which is a real trademark of his. Olivier. Down the line she goes. Watson in tandem with Jean de Villiers. Difficult evening this for Selborne Boone. Henri Beck has made some big tackles, but that's all been on defence. On attack, there's been very little to speak of.
8 roll out. 8 wide.
Now this could be an acid test here. Do you kick a goal,
away from the ball,
or do you kick for the corner and try and get a 7-pointer?
Pulse.
Well, Luke Watson has decided there's lots of time, so Nas Olivier, an ace goal kicker. Let's get on the board, guys.
Werner van der Merwe gets a high tackle around Skalkberger's neck and decides to impede the ball as well with a bit of gamesmanship with his legs.
That's his job, I guess. A man who was born down in Caledon, which forms part of the Boland territory, actually. Werner van der Merwe. This man, of course, has spent a lot of his time in Potchefstroom, playing for the Leopards. See David Barry, he was the captain of the side last year. Now, Olivier, vital kick. Has he swung it around enough? Yes, he has. The Stormers are on the board. guess a lot of people start searching for omens in these early parts of the second half. What are the cues to tell us where the domination's going to come, if it is, from either side? What's going through that man's mind? Berger. Watson. Berger again.
Right, like White Rock.
Both of them playing to the ball tonight. Sort of almost open side fashion as flankers. Mangweni. He's quite enjoyed the opportunities to run tonight, Tiger Mangweni.
No standing on it, no standing.
Blindside time it is. Joubert.
Well away, 13.
Bullshit. Krier. Back inside to Darren Null.
That's four. Luke, apologies.
So, that's Darren Null in picture. Saw his father, albeit a little bit early on. Also was a good rugby player in his day.
Out of the meat basket. Meat basket in other countries.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
So both teams feeling each other out here.
Okay, all right, thanks. Yes. Get your arm up so that he can bind and then you bind over him.
Brock Harris up against Ollie LaRue. Tough ask for him and a big test.
Collapsing the bind.
So was there pressure coming there from Ollie LaRue?
Pulse.
Brock Harris is not happy with the decision.
Yes. Yes, y'all go for it, go for it.
Well, Garth, I don't know. You know, you're a scrum half, I was a fly half. Sometimes I'm a bit inconclusive with what happens in that front row.
So much skullduggery going on there.
Yeah,
with the front
the binds were certainly lost. And I see that Meyer Bosman has taken over the kicking duties. Sometimes he would take them in when there's a big distance kick. This would not have been outside of Herkie Krier's range. He hasn't been successful tonight. Can Meyer Bosman straighten this one? No. So the goal kicking tonight has been pretty ordinary. Of course, it's the start of the season, so I guess there's a little bit of rustiness around.
Behind the line.
Just how much teams can afford that is the next question. Olafi. Maurice Joubert decides it's run time. Clear. Meyer Bosman. This is good running now. Mangweni coming in at full pace. Well, the pass to Rodolph and Amova going astray, but this is where the Stormers are dangerous on the counter-attack. Too many players getting the ball in a standing position, so you're not really able to use the full pace of your team.
Okay, thanks. Okay.
Well, Joe Fanica just making sure the referee doesn't stick his hand in the pocket and pull out a yellow card for a dangerous tackle.
The reverse pass from Noel Ulsik here. There. He pops it right over the back. Tiger, when he turns to run and collect it. A little speculative from Noel Ulsik.
That was, wasn't it?
Push back.
Sam Fanica used in the line out.
Pushing through the line out before it's over. Offside. Line out players.
Seen a lot of line out infringements tonight, haven't we?
Line out players offside before the line out's over. Pulse.
Clear to see. It's got almost looked like a bit of a 2-foot shuffle there.
With one of the laws, or many of the laws of the game as well, this season will be more strongly policed by the referees. And I think there's a couple of people that'll be very happy that they'll be watching that the hookers put the ball in straight in the scrummages and not straight under the feet of the hooker. That's just one of them. Just 2 steps for Marcel Affair. But that one, yeah, he's got it. And I think it just crept inside the upright. So the Stormers are in the lead for the first time.
Let's take a look. Eyes are failing me, I think.
I think for most people that would have been the case. I'd like to see that ball being stopped right next to the upright. See how close it was.
Side, what?
Olafir. Good pressure play there from Van der Merwe. Good strong kick that as well.
Let him run.
Up she goes. The mark will be called by Olafir.
You got it, I'm 10.
Judges.
Not again. 10 metres.
Oh, they were not back the 10 metres.
Push back 10,
Conrad
far off,
Judges there. I just wonder if they've actually moved him to the right wing.
You can take it back into the 22.
Kabamba Flores. Well, we expected him to come on at some stage. Bring a bit of extra pace and flair to the game. South Africa's Rugby Player of the Year last year. Oh, just hear the cheer from the crowd. On he comes for Hendro Scholz, who's done his work in the game. And Rossi Erasmus decides he wants to inject a bit of pace into this game. And that's pace all round to the point of breakdown and elsewhere. John Smith, so often used tonight in the line-out. He's done sterling work as captain.
No, stay bound, stay bound.
Again, it's a solid rolling maul this from the Cheetahs.
He's bound in a maul, play on, he's bound in a maul. Hey, keep quiet.
Immediately,
Let's go,
Kabamba Flores involved as well. Ulshik. Down the line, Mangweni. That was a very, very good tackle that. Well anticipated that by the Stormers. But still, broken play, now chance for the Cheetahs. Ronnie Cook, a bit of space found from Strauss. Another chance here for Cook. Cheetahs looking to open the game up a bit now. And, I think they've knocked it on.
I think it was Kabamba Flores who knocked it on. And he's so disappointed. Look at how they're using the width of the field at the moment. The Cheetahs, they're really stretching the Stormers' defence. This is lovely interplay from Strauss into Ronnie Cook's hands. Places the ball, and as Kabamba Flores goes to pick it up, he knocks it on.
Well, Garth, for so many years, the expansive game has been a hallmark of rugby.
Okay, just Folly, just listen, I won't tolerate it again.
It's been a hallmark of rugby in this part of the world. You can see the Stormers have made substantially more tackles than the Cheetahs. Of course, we know, if we look at the possession statistics, that they are in favour of the Cheetahs. The question you've got to ask is just to what extent are all those tackles going to sap the energy of the men who are playing at higher altitude tonight.
Pause. We got you.
53% of that possession belonging to the Cheetahs.
Ball out and through Mountain.
Well, I'll tell you what, Luke Watson's captaincy is crucial now. Absolutely crucial to get his team reorganised. They look like they're just drifting a little bit, despite the fact that they've got the lead. Cornaz coming off and David Barry coming on. Interesting decision. Where is David Barry going to go? Will he go to inside centre? And Jean de Villiers to outside.
We got you. Wait, half back, wait.
Another chance, attacking chance. Again, it's the width of the field that they've used. Berger not given much space that time by the Stormers.
That's on blue. Push back 22.
Bullshit. Change to Ollie Leroux. Over the top she goes. Not much space for Joan Smith. Ball still kept in field somehow miraculously. Kabamba Fleurs in the middle of that again. This is Darren Nell.
Let it go, 8 blue. 8, hands away, hands away.
For the third time. Another chance using the width of the field. No real space for Philip Burger to move in, but he's done well to go forward. Again, it's John Smith. He's had an exceptional game as the Cheetahs captain.
Advantage 12 offside.
Gibert. Well, this is almost a replica of what we saw just before halftime, and the Stormers having to make an enormous number of tackles. And the question's got to be asked again, can they hold out? Mangweni, over the top she goes. Rhoda van der Merwe holding on to it.
Now it's a ruck, now it's a ruck. Still advantage.
Well, that ball,
12,
the referee says
ruck.
deliberately not knocked down, does he?
Settle. Previous ruck, number 12, offside.
Question is that a professional foul? That's the question that I have to ask. The Cheetahs have got the ball, they're on attack. Player finds himself in offside position, slaps the ball down with his hand. I might have sent him for a shower.
Technically it's a penalty, so we shouldn't have water on, okay.
This is good phase play from the Cheetahs. Nice structured play. They set the ball up, they bring it back. There's a lot of control over the ball. Just look how they protect that ball. They get over the ball, they get the numbers there. Nice body positions. Ball comes back, offsides position.
Well, they've done that well, Garth. I think also they've set up the midfield rucks quite well, so it's given them the two options. And then, of course, I think they've always attacked better when they're going to the left-hand side of the field. They've moved a lot and set up a lot of rucks there too, to open up. Obviously, that's the natural passing side for the right-handers. And there's a little bit more fluency coming back into the Cheetahs game right now. But they've also got to kick their points. Oh dear. Is it on? Yeah, it's definitely in off, says the referee. So a little bit of luck there for Meyer Bosman, but he'll take whatever comes his way so that they're back in the lead, the Cheetahs. All smiles for CJ van der Linde. So, a couple more players warming up as well for the Cheetahs. Do the Stormers make the changes that Garth Wright was talking about? Are we going to see Brent Russell? Are we going to see Robbie Dyack? Are we going to see Michael Claessens? I must say that Noel Ulshik has done very well from the base of the scrum for the Cheetahs.
Subs 1 and 2 wide.
So here they come. On come Richard Strauss and Vion Duprier. So Richard Strauss on for Adrian Strauss. Ollie Leroux. Well, I'd like to see him get a big cheer when he comes off the field. Solid take in the line out. That's a bit more fluent that by the Stormers.
No, leave his head, leave his head. Leave the head.
Just not getting the same momentum with the driving mauls, are they, Garth?
He's part of the ball. Yes, that's fine. Counter ruck. Counter ruck.
Delayed ball this for Bullock and Ridey. It's not the sort of ball you want. Defensive situation for Naas Olivier. He's just hammered it straight down the middle of the field. That's not a good kick. Now there's attacking opportunities here. Maurice Hubert brought down by Jean de Villiers. They're opposite each other now.
All backward. Well out 9.
Well, the inventiveness is coming from the Cheetahs right now. Herkie Creer. Big chase here for Naas Olivier. Oh dear. Bounced in field. He's in trouble. Support there from Brayton Paulser, who's been strangely absent for most of this game, hasn't he?
So is Jean de Villiers, and that's the real point I'm trying to make, is that the ball actually isn't being used by the Stormers under any circumstances by their backline. And you saw some examples of that a little early on, as Nas Olivier finds himself in a bit of trouble. Good play from Brayton Paulser, and that left foot of his certainly become educated.
Hasn't John Smith had a good game for the Cheetahs? Well, he's been all over the place. And even here in the lineouts, he's done his work. Again, it's him that's used. Not a great tap down though. Well, the Stormers applying enough pressure on the back line here. Mangweni. Found a bit of space. Tackle coming from David Barry. That's one thing he will bring to the party. David Barry is good defensive work. Luke Watson penalised. Was it a ruck? Ball played on the deck.
15, put it down. Ruck hands in.
Well, Garth, it's nearly 60 minutes of the game. We're nearly into the last quarter. What's the call for the Cheetahs, for the Stormers rather?
Okay, thank you.
Find themselves in some difficulty as the Cheetahs are starting to dictate the pace of the game at the moment, because they're managing the ball far better. That's Luke Watson. You can see he stepped over. He's on his feet, nothing wrong with that, but he used his hands. In a ruck situation, you've got to use your feet.
One of the strange things about the game of rugby is you'll miss all your kicks up until a certain point, and then you'll hoof one over from an impossible angle. Can Meyer Bosman split the uprights? It's on the wrong side of the field. By choice. Oh, what did I say? A monster kick that from Meyer Bosman. So things starting to go the way of the home side right now. Garth, you're 100% right. They're managing the ball a lot better. They have the surfeit of possession as well. Now, changes. This will be on the... Where will this be? See that Eddie Andrews is going to be coming on. Is he? Brock Harris going off. Try and work this one out. So Andrews go off a bit earlier.
17 sub is on. He's on. Okay, sweet, thanks. In your own time.
Yeah, and Scott Brits is off as well. Big Tian Liebenberg is on.
Rectangle blue, 7. Outside. Yes.
Creer. Solid kick that from Herkie Creer. They're buoyed on, and their confidence levels are high now as well, are the Cheetahs. There's Brent Russell. Is he going to get a run tonight?
Thank you.
The minute's ticking away. He almost gets the feeling that a little bit of magic is needed for the Stormers, because hasn't been their best performance.
No, Varney's lost forward.
That's Tian Liebenberg, the replacement hooker, former Griquas man.
Just a poor take from Skalkberger. Simple as that.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Crouch.
Solid scrum from the Cheetahs. There you can see, using the width for the long passes now, and they're bringing Mangweni in quite often.
Run away, what?
Problem is that the Stormers haven't been able to recycle very quickly, but here they do. From broken play and turnover ball, that's where they're at their most dangerous. Been held up, the Cheetahs have done well to slow the game down when they've had the ball in hand.
I called let it go, Hands in a ruck.
This time it's the Cheetahs with the hands in.
Mate, I called ruck.
Philip Berger, the culprit.
Nico did extremely well. He swiveled through 2 or 3 tackles. Polly Hawksworth's hit him on the bum saying, leave it, it's a ruck.
And he got a knock on the neck for all his troubles as well, did Philip Burger. This is such pressure time as well, with the Stormers not really looking at bridging the goal line of the Cheetahs. And you spoke about the Cheetahs' defence just now in Dick Muir's comments. That just puts a lot more pressure on your kicker. Lars Olivier absolutely called upon to kick every single opportunity that comes his way. Well, the kickers have become dead-eye dicks in the second half. It's been a lot better for them. Third penalty goal from Lars Olivier. So we have another change here, and the Stormers are bringing off Andries Becker, and on comes
yes, Tom on.
Ross Skeet that's on. Yep, Ross Skeet who's come on in his place. So some fresh legs.
Advantage lost forward blue.
Taken by CJ van der Linde. Bull of a man.
Right side blue. Advantage over.
Stormers are really desperate to try and get their hands on the ball.
Roll away, 10.
Good management once again by the Cheetahs. And it's just finding space out wide, aren't they? Even with the big men. Van der Linde! Watch this now! What a try! He's done it before. He's done it in the UK. He's done it here.
I think Ollie LaRue just ran on the field and kissed him from the bench, which I haven't seen in Super Rugby. Awesome stuff, CJ van der Linde. You deserve that kiss. Just yet again, quality of the ball that they're getting from that ruck situation. CJ van der Linde rides the tackle extremely well. Another poor tackle there from Skalk Burger. And Paula Conradi can't stop the bullocking man. It's just the skip pass and one of the two of the dummy runners that straighten up the Stormers a bit. Joe Appler goes far too high. He needed to go very low. Skalk Burger certainly missed his man there.
God, there was just so much quality in that. He collected the ball with one hand for a start. He switched it to under his right arm, which is the classic way to do it. And excellent effort. Take nothing away from him, but the Stormers missed tackles again, and crucial ones, of course, two of them. So a couple of minutes ago, Meyer Bosman kicked a penalty from exactly the same spot he's at the moment. Question is, can he do it again? That's not the best in the world, is it? And they really would have wanted it because there's 7 points the difference. So the Stormers know they're still within range. If they could score, try and convert it. But this is one of the great front row tries. 25 metres of it. Excellent play. Cornel van Zyl just lost the ball forward. Stormers counter-attack time. Now let's see if they can use some quality by using the width. And their decision was to go back in field. Burger trying to fight a lone battle against an absolute posse of players as well. David Barry. I'll tell you what, the one thing that Cheetahs have done extremely well tonight is tackle with a lot of venom. And too much of the Stormers' play when they've had the ball in hand has been behind the advantage line. Unbelievable tackle count there from the Stormers. Just watch, almost a standing position in many ways, Garth.
It just hasn't got that continuity. They're not running from depth. They're not running onto the ball.
And of course 16 tackles missed as well. A lot of those have been crucial tackles, of course. Joubert. Varga. Space he's found. Aplon can't bring him down. There's players aplenty. Here comes Fanamava. Now Mangweni. This is danger time now for the Stormers. But the ball is slow.
Push back, push back.
Olshik goes on his own.
Advantage.
There's a penalty accruing. Will they have to wait for it? Oh dear, Strauss is over the line, but it's been held up, says the referee. But there's a penalty. And it was Brock Harris, yes. I think it was offside.
Try line.
Well, the Stormers are in absolute disarray at the moment, and Maurice Joubert and Juan Smith have made the decision to kick at goal, which is quite the right one. Stretch that lead, so the Stormers have got to score twice.
And just the way they're playing with this ball at the moment, they're just offloading players into the gaps so well, players running off the ball so well. Just look at those angles of Reiner van der Merwe coming at a 45-degree cut straight back. And Taiwan, when he does extremely well, he's in a difficult situation, stays on his feet. And that just gives him time for his supporters to get there, and that's what I'm talking about, ball management. It's just making it so difficult for the Stormers to get their hands on the ball. Great play, Cheetahs.
Well, Bosman, it'll be a pop-over for him. And that's the lead stretch now. And the Stormers are struggling with all these tackles. We saw 76 of them they've had to make. They've missed close to 20 at this point in time. And, well, this was Richard Strauss going over on the goal line. Another change made. So, on comes JP Joubert at scrum half for Bullock and Radi. Man schooled at Framesby in Port Elizabeth. Bolan player. And I see Robbie Dykes coming on as well. Is this...
Okay, when you're in.
Too late or not? That's the big question, I guess. Joe van Niekerkhoff. Can Robbie Dyke and JP Joubert make any difference?
No. Leave the leg,
so far, it's mission accomplished for the Cheetahs. 10-point lead. They've done the hard yards in the first half, and things are starting to work for them now. Their rolling balls have been outstanding in this game.
Play on.
Olshik over the top onto Braden Paulser. He's missed it. Now Aplon. De Villiers having to fight a bit of a lone battle. They're hopelessly outnumbered there with the Stormers.
Lost forward, lost back. First one off blue knee, then lost forward white, blue scrum. First one off blue knee.
I must say, a lot of unforced errors from the Stormers. As this pace has got a little hotter and heavier, you would have expected it the last 20 minutes. A lot of thin air about.
So, next weekend, there is the starting point then. The Stormers up against the Western Force at 6 o'clock, local time in South Africa, and the Australian and New Zealand times alongside. The Sharks are up against the Waratahs down in Durban. That'll be at 5 minutes past 8 local time. And then the Bulls are up against the self-same Cheetahs that we're watching right now. That's on Saturday at 5 p.m. local time. Last game of the weekend then is the Lions up against the Highlanders from Otago in Johannesburg at 10 past 7 local time next Saturday. Joubert, where's that? Straight into touch. That's not what the Stormers needed right now. And one gets the feeling, Garth, that they're outnumbered as well quite often at the breakdown points.
Certainly getting just numbers to the breakdown points, but the key to the Cheetahs has been certainly their lineouts, there's no doubt about that, but their first time tackling. They have been unbelievable on hitting in that first time tackling and putting the pressure on the Stormers.
Strauss, taken by Darren Nell. Again, they're finding a lot of space here on the Cheetahs. There was an early tackle, so are we going to see a penalty if nothing comes of this? The way they're playing at the moment, it's ever so likely that something could come of it.
Blue 7.
Harky Kruger. He knew that there was a penalty accruing, so Todd, what you would call a very speculative drop, I guess, Garth. And now a little bit of a tussle on the deck.
Okay, all right.
Nothing too much to worry about, I guess.
Yeah, no,
bit of frustration.
It's fine. It's fine. 10, please, 10. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Just cramps. 10. Come here.
Lars Olivier.
Okay, thanks. That's fine.
He
So
says,
there's an early
sorry.
tackle, that's the penalty, okay, thank you.
Yeah, that was the early tackle there from Lars Olivier. But those things come about through pressure, don't they? And pressure really coming from the Cheetahs.
We read it early in the second half, and there was the pullback from Lars Olivier. And here's the argy-bargy. We'll see if we can find the ball at the bottom of that. I'm not too sure what he's looking for.
I guess sometimes also if you see a blonde mop around somewhere, you might just grab hold of it. Now Craig Joubert's down at the moment. He's got a little bit of cramp, I think I heard him say.
I signal poles. Thanks. I'm signal poles, yeah. Okay, sorry.
So Craig Joubert says, give me a double. That'll help me probably with my cramps. But I tell you what, he's going to get ragged by all of us.
Yeah, I've just got cramp.
I must say, he's one of the fitter guys
Carry on. I'm on your way.
on the circuit, is Craig Joubert.
Okay,
He
thanks.
certainly is.
Cheers. Thank you.
And that's an indictment to the game. You know, it has been a fast game for all sides.
Well, your fluid loss at this time of the year is extreme as well, isn't it? Bosman with his 4th penalty goal. And he's certainly shown he's a man for the big occasion, Mayor Bosman. He's done that for his country as well as for his region, the Cheetahs. It smiles all round, certainly for the local people. Unfortunately, our referee is a man down again. Well, I'll tell you what's going through Craig Joubert's head. These guys will certainly rag him as well, I can tell you. These things don't always just go away. And you can't ref from that position, I guess, either.
Not in this game. This game is moving so fast.
Just give me a stretch. Just stretch out. I'm just cramping at the calves, eh? Yeah.
Looking a little sheepish, isn't he?
Lenny, just stop preparing yourself. I'm going to try. I've just got cracks. There's nothing injured. But just prepare yourself. You might have 8 minutes here.
Well, I tell you, there's a lot of supporters there that are quite happy to go into the park, take the whistle, finish this game off.
I'm going to try.
As you know, Garth, it doesn't always just go away, but yeah. So Winston Manuels and Dion from Bloemfontein are on the bench, but Winston Manuels, I think, would be the man
Yes.
who might well come on as a replacement. So Brent Russell is on the park. Your wish has been granted, Garth, although it's pretty late.
Yes. Back off what?
Bounce favouring the Stormers here. Watson. Robbie Dyack. Explosive runner is Robbie Dyack. Now Russell. Looking for a bit of space, not finding any on this occasion. But he's a good searcher when it comes to ball in hand. Liebenberg, back to JP Joubert.
Offload. Rucktom what?
Conrad Janchi's in at scrum half. And eventually it's Jean de Villiers who clears it. And suddenly we see a little bit of urgency here from the Stormers. And they haven't really been able to take the ball through many phases like they're doing at the moment for most of the second half. J.D. Moller. Ball seems to be trapped under him, but the referee says we're holding on to it.
Squeeze ball, delayed squeeze ball.
I just don't think he could get away from it. Squashed there, the big man.
There you go.
Well, Hartke Kriya has certainly been steady, if nothing else, at fly half tonight.
Just keep in the zone, keep in the zone.
Pretty sure there's some very happy faces in the VIP section tonight. Stormers conceding 13 penalties. Of course, 4 of those Meyer Bosman has kicked over. A couple missed by Hartke Kriya, one from a very long way out. Again, it's John Smith.
Yes. Watch that, Philip. Watch that, Philip. It's fine.
So, this time the Stormers just holding the Cheetahs up momentarily,
All part of the
but
ball.
then they get the go forward with them all. Pressure, but here comes Olszek. Oh, he's done well. He has now Olszek. He's opened up space. Here comes Kabamba Flores. That's another try. Number 3 for the Cheetahs. And you've got to give that try to Noel Olszek.
Brilliant play by Noel Olszek, but also superb stuff from Kabamba Flores. He's always good for 5 points in any game that he plays, whether he starts or whether he comes on as the super sub, as he's known as well. Good stuff from Kabamba Flores. Explosive takeoff to get there in support. Let's have a look. The tip and take, and we spoke about the Stormers getting a little tired. They're looking tired. Kabamba Flores rides. Here happens tackle.
Yeah, well, Aplon making the right type of tackle. He was trying to get the upper torso, and Fleurs is making sure he stayed low enough to get the ball down and hold on to it. But the Stormers not making any tackles there as well, just very much back foot players at the moment. Bosman with another tough kick. Hasn't he really done well with these distance kicks?
Okay, thanks. How much go? Thank you.
Bosman, this time it doesn't fade in, but look at that lead then. 18 points. And less than 4 minutes to play. Here we see it again. Olszek. He doesn't often play a full 80 minutes for the Cheetahs. Tonight, his coach has kept him on because he's been so influential behind a pack of forwards that really have done the work tonight.
Touch.
3 tries to the Cheetahs. They'd love another one for a bonus point.
Step over White, please. White, step.
Tiaan Liebenberg can't hear the call. There's quite a din in the stadium. Joubert. Russell. Watson. Lost it forward. Here comes Mangweni. Joubert back inside to Kabamba Fleurs. They'll come back for the original knock-on.
Okay, thank you.
So there we have it then, a summary of just when we saw those points scored. And that bears out. Remember, it was only 5-0 at half-time. That solitary try from Strauss for the Cheetahs. The second half, it's opened up a bit.
I'll take a time out.
And the floodgates have belonged to the Cheetahs. Those 3 tries from them, 4 penalties, and the Stormers, just the 3 tries from Olivier. Let's have a look at the 3 tries that were scored tonight by the Cheetahs. It was the same Noel Olszek who was so involved in the last try that also set up the first with that long pass, and it was a numbers game eventually with the Cheetahs getting over. The second one came with also some good work and then a stunning run this by one of the biggest men on the field. Absolutely wonderful front row try that. Great skills.
Crouch.
So those were two of the tries, and then the third one we've seen finished off by Kabamba Floors. Creer. Joubert. A little bit of space for the former Springbok centre.
Right away, 7 blue.
Again, using the width of the field, and they're quite happy to do it because they've found so much space and so many personnel as well, standing out wide. Support play's been good. Reynard van der Merwe is another who's got through a lot of work tonight. This is van der Linde.
Feet away, blue feet.
Cheetahs all a little bit behind the gain line, but they'll be quite comfortable as the clock winds down.
Advantage lost forward.
Fighting for the ball there was Vian de Preer.
No advantage, first one blue and then white. White scrum. First one blue.
So plenty then of unforced errors tonight from the Stormers.
Let's carry on.
There's the knockdown from J.D. Moller. That came back for an even earlier knock on there from the Stormers.
Front row forward down, time off.
So far our referee has managed to stay on his feet after that crap. And Craig Joubert will be proud of himself. I think he's got to do a little bit of work on those calves though, just tighten them up a little bit.
Time on.
A lot of handling errors from the Cheetahs, but remember they've had the surfeit of possession.
Send them on, that's fine.
And a lot of those have come later in the game as well.
Wait, no locks here, wait.
So Reynard van der Merwe is off the park, and Bjorn Vermaak is on.
Start it over, stand up, please, stand up, stand up. Start all over again. Crouch, touch, pause, engage. Stay close,
Is Herkie clear kick it downfield? No, not while Noel Olshick's got it in hand. Does the bounce favour them? Oh, Russell back for it. The big chase by Dyak as well. It's desperate times, but here comes Aplon. Now he's going to run it, and he's the man who can find space. No support play.
Lost forward White. Lost forward of White. Okay, 15 settle. Okay, out of it. Thank you, I've got it.
Well, two of the lightest men on the field having a little bit of a pull and tug.
10, come here please, 10 White. Yes. 10.
Call in the background, it's all in the game, says one of the players.
You had no need to go in and push penalty against you. A push by number 10.
So the scrum becomes a penalty for the Stormers. But where's the support? It's only Burger. Everybody seems to be being caught a little unawares. De Villiers.
Yes, got it, thanks. Right
The hooter in the background. Is this the last play?
No advantage here, lost. No.
The referee's whistle is gone.
Okay, settle. Don't get involved. Lost forward.
So that's it, says the referee. Final whistle. And the Cheetahs and their crowd will be extremely heartened by the result of this match. It was extremely tight at the start, but it was those three exceptional tries from Strauss, van der Linde and Floors that really made it for the Cheetahs. The Stormers, only the 3 penalty goals. We're going to go back to the studio, but stay with us just now for the interviews with Garth Wright.